Okay, let's dive in. Did you know that some AI tools, things like Jasper AI or Write Sonic, they can spit out a whole screenplay draft?
A draft, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not polished, but structured.
Right, a first pass. And they can do it in under 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's faster than grabbing a coffee. Forget about actually, crafting a film ending.
Exactly. So does that mean the next big Oscar winner gets written on a quick break?
Haha, maybe not quite yet, but it hints at something bigger.
It does, and that's what we're digging into today. We've gone through this source material to see how AI isn't just tweaking Hollywood. It feels like it's rebuilding the whole thing from the studs up.
Right. Our mission here for you today is pretty straightforward. We want to cut through the buzzwords, the hype.
It's specific.
Exactly. We're synthesizing what's really happening, looking at the huge workflow shifts, the serious ethical lines being drawn right now, and, yeah, the economic impact, the job stuff.
And the promise is, by the end of this, you'll grasp something that, honestly, a lot of people in the industry are only just starting to wrap their heads around.
You'll be ahead of the curve.
Okay, so traditionally, making a movie, it's always felt a bit like trying to drive across Mumbai or LA during peak rush hour, right?
Painful, slow, expensive, so many potential roadblocks.
Just endless delays. But what the sources are showing now is that the whole production timeline, script to screen, it's being compressed, like exponentially faster.
It really is. This is what we're calling the Great Workflow Revolution, and it starts right at the beginning, in pre-production. The speed up there is fascinating.
How so? Like storyboarding.
Yeah, think about visualization. Usually a director, producers, they spend weeks, maybe months, with concept artists just trying to nail down the look and feel.
The let's just try one more version loop, I know it well.
That exact loop. Now, you have AI that can analyze the script
Mm-hmm.
and just generate sophisticated storyboards, concept art, mood boards almost instantly.
So it skips that whole costly, very human back and forth process.
Pretty much. It lets directors get closer to their vision much, much faster, saves a ton of time and, frankly, money.
And speaking of money, you mentioned physical costs too, like location scouting. That's usually people flying everywhere, right? Hotels, photos.
Weeks of work, yeah, thousands of photos of, I don't know, fields or buildings. Now, generative AI can create photorealistic environments you can scout virtually.
So you can look at 100 different desert landscapes from your desk.
Exactly. Or cityscapes or whatever you need. It massively cuts down on travel, setup, scouting crews, all before you've even decided on a real place, if you even need one.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting, especially on set or maybe instead of a set. You brought up markerless motion capture. Now, most people picture those, the ping pong ball suits and special stages.
Right, the expensive mocap suits.
What does markerless mean for, say, an indie filmmaker or a smaller production?
Well, this is huge for democratization. Forget the million-dollar sensor setups and the dedicated stages.
Okay.
Tools like Move.ai, Radical Motion, Rococo Vision. They use standard webcams, even smartphone cameras,
Wait, just regular cameras to do motion capture?
to capture full-body movement, facial expressions, all in real time. No special suits needed.
So suddenly, high-quality animation, professional-level stuff, someone could theoretically do that in their apartment.
It radically lowers the barrier to entry. It's turning, like any space, into a potential capture studio. This one thing is really opening up high-end animation and VFX to way more creators.
Okay, so pre-production and production are getting faster, cheaper, more accessible. What about post-production? The editing, the effects, the sound?
That's where the speed gains become almost, well, unbelievable sometimes. The efficiency is staggering.
Give me an example, like editing.
Okay, intelligent editing. Think about traditional editing, right? Scrubbing through hours of footage on a timeline, trying to find one specific line or moment.
Yeah, tedious work.
Super tedious. Now, you have tools like Descript. They let filmmakers edit the video by just editing the text transcript.
Hold on, you mean I delete a sentence in the transcript?
And the corresponding video clip is cut instantly.
Wow.
It makes reviewing footage, making changes, collaborating. It's almost instantaneous. It turns editing, which was this complex software skill, into something as intuitive as, like, editing a Word doc.
That's a massive shift in how you'd even approach editing. Okay, what about visual effects? The really complex stuff.
Yeah, VFX. Stuff that used to take teams of artists days or weeks in programs like After Effects.
Right.
A lot of that can now be done with simple text prompts. We're talking complex effects, realistic de-aging, changing environments, entirely make a sunny day look stormy, delivered super fast.
Just by typing what you want.
Essentially, yeah. with the right prompts and refinement, of course.
And audio, sound design, mixing, dubbing, that's another huge part of post.
Automated audio is also making huge strides. Take Deep Dub's technology. It's not just translating dialogue. It provides really realistic voice dubbing in multiple languages, but here's the key. It keeps the actor's original performance, the emotion, the pacing, the breath.
So it doesn't sound flat and robotic like older dubbing.
Exactly. It maintains the nuance across languages. That saves weeks of studio time and makes global releases feel much more authentic.
Okay, so this isn't just about saving time or money, though it's clearly doing that. It sounds like it's changing what's even possible to create on screen.
That's the perfect transition. It leads right into the creative side, the first big insight from the sources. AI is genuinely unleashing new artistic boundaries.
How so? What kind of boundaries?
Well, think about creating sequences that are just physically impossible to film. Or maybe possible, but ridiculously expensive.
Like what? Dream sequences?
Dreamlike morphing effects, yeah. Or hyper-realistic environments that don't exist anywhere on Earth.
Huh?
Or using totally abstract, algorithmically generated textures blended with live action.
So combining real actors with lighting or effects that couldn't possibly exist in reality.
Precisely. The sources mention projects like Metanoia, which apparently does this, blends live action with generated visuals in really innovative ways. It moves filmmaking from just capturing reality towards synthesizing completely new, impossible realities.
Okay, that's mind-bending for big productions. But what about, like you said, democratization? What does this mean for the solo filmmaker, the person with a great idea but no studio backing?
It means potentially solo filmmaker empowerment. That's a key theme.
Mhm.
Historically, you needed huge budgets, big crews, tons of gear to get that Hollywood look.
Right, the barrier to entry was immense.
Now, an individual creator working from home can potentially produce visuals that rival high-end productions. That financial and logistical barrier is starting to dissolve.
So the tech is leveling the playing field, visually at least.
And it speeds up the creative process itself. Directors can do rapid prototyping now,
Meaning,
meaning they can test out, say, 100 different visual concepts for a scene or different character looks really quickly and cheaply before committing major resources. See what works, what doesn't.
so it lowers the risk of trying bold ideas early on.
Exactly. Less guesswork, more iteration up front.
The creative potential seems almost limitless. Speed, new visuals, accessibility. It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But there's always a but, isn't there?
There usually is with disruption this big.
When we look deeper into the sources, this explosion of possibility seems to come with a pretty significant human cost. And that brings us to the jobs, the economic side. This feels like the second crucial insight.
Yeah, the numbers here are, well, they're quite sobering. And they show how fast this is actually happening. Some studies are indicating that 75% of entertainment producers,
Three-quarters.
three-quarters,
Yeah.
have already either cut jobs or reduced hiring because of AI tools they've implemented.
Wow. Okay, that's not a future prediction. That's already
It's
happened.
happening now.
Yeah.
And the projection. Some analysts predict up to 200,000 positions in the entertainment industry could be affected, potentially displaced, by 2026.
200,000 jobs in just a couple of years. That's huge. Which roles are most vulnerable? Who should be most concerned right now?
The sources point pretty clearly to a few areas. Visual effects artists, particularly those doing more routine tasks like cleanup or rotoscoping.
The less creative, more repetitive stuff?
Generally, yes. Also, sound engineers doing basic mixing or syncing, concept artists where AI can generate endless options quickly, and significantly many entry-level positions across different departments.
Why entry-level specifically?
Because those roles often involve those more defined, repetitive technical tasks that current AI models are getting very good at automating.
Okay, that's a massive potential displacement. But surely new jobs are being created too. Or is it just a net loss?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Or maybe the 200,000 job question. There are definitely new roles emerging. The sources highlight a growing demand for skills in AI prompt engineering.
Right, we hear that term everywhere, prompt engineering. For a filmmaker, not a coder, what does that actually involve? Is it learning Python?
No, not necessarily coding in the traditional sense. It's more about fluency. It's about being the translator between the director's artistic vision and the AI tool.
Okay.
A good prompt engineer knows how to talk to the AI using the right words, the right parameters, to get the specific, nuanced result the director wants, not just some generic image or effect. It's a hybrid skill.
Yeah.
You need the artistic understanding and the technical know-how to guide the AI effectively.
So it's a creative role, but a technically informed one. And what about the established structures? Are unions just watching this happen?
Oh, definitely not. The union response is a major factor here. Look at the writer strikes. AI was a key issue there.
It certainly was.
So following that, Hollywood unions are actively negotiating now. They're pushing for clear guidelines on AI use, strong protections for human performers and artists, especially around consent and compensation for use of likeness.
Consent and likeness. That brings us squarely into the third big insight, doesn't it? The ethical minefield. Tech seems way ahead of the rules.
Absolutely. Deepfake ethics, content integrity. These are huge issues. The same tech that allows amazing creative things like seamless de-aging also carries enormous risks.
Like creating fake footage or using an actor's image without permission.
Exactly. Cloning voices, recreating someone's appearance, making them say or do things they never did. It raises fundamental questions about consent, about who owns a performance, about how actors are paid if their digital double is working.
And for us, the audience, if anything can be faked perfectly, how do we know what's real anymore? How do we trust what we see?
That's precisely why authenticity standards are becoming critical. The sources show a strong push across the industry for mandatory labeling, clear watermarks or disclosures on AI-generated content.
So you know if you're watching something entirely synthetic.
Yes, transparency is key to maintaining audience trust. Without it, people will just stop believing anything they see on screen.
And there's another risk too, right? AI isn't neutral. It learns from data, and data can have biases.
A huge concern, the bias risk. AI systems learn from the vast amounts of data they were trained on. If that data reflects existing societal biases around race, gender, representation, the AI can end up perpetuating or even amplifying those biases.
So if you use AI for casting suggestions, it might just suggest the same types of actors over and over.
Potentially, yes, or generate stereotypical imagery. It requires constant human oversight and careful management to ensure AI tools don't just replicate the problems we already have in the industry.
Okay, so if AI is taking over a lot of the technical heavy lifting, the VFX, the editing, maybe even first draft scripts, simulating actors, where does that leave the human creator? What's our unique value now?
This is where we need to shift the perspective, I think. It's less about replacement, more about collaboration. AI becomes this incredibly powerful, intelligent collaborator,
Handling the grunt work.
handling the technical execution, the scale, the speed, the human role. That becomes even more focused on the core elements, the emotional storytelling, the unique artistic vision, the genuine human touch, the soul, basically.
Humans provide the why, the meaning. AI provides the how, the execution.
That's a good way to put it. We saw mentions of successful hybrid films, like a Chinese sci-fi film called Dozy, Dream of Galaxy. Apparently, it used AI extensively for scale and effects, but the human creative team drove the story and the emotional core.
So the takeaway for filmmakers isn't learn to code or become obsolete. It's something else.
It's develop AI literacy for filmmakers. Understand how these tools work. Learn the basics of prompt engineering, yes, but more importantly, learn how to manage these human AI workflows. Understand the ethical guardrails.
So it's about becoming a conductor for an orchestra that now includes AI instruments.
That's a great analogy. You need those hybrid skills, creative vision, combined with tech fluency no matter what your specialty is. That seems essential now.
Absolutely essential. Okay, speaking of AI taking over tedious tasks, let's do our hidden bonus moment.
Yeah.
This is a detail that apparently used to drive editors and continuity people absolutely crazy. Reshoots, headaches. But AI has basically solved it.
Oh, continuity errors. The classic Hollywood problem, like the Starbucks cup in Game of Thrones.
Even more subtle than that, usually. Think about tiny details on a character. A necklace, a scar, the way hair falls.
Right, keeping those consistent across hundreds of shots filmed weeks apart, nearly impossible for human eyes alone.
Exactly. But AI now offers character consistency mastery. Tools like Video Talk and Apollo AI can analyze footage and ensure a character looks perfectly identical down to the wrinkle in their shirt or the exact placement of a prop in every single shot of a scene or even the whole movie.
Wow, so no more jarring continuity mistakes that pull you out of the story.
And think of the time and money saved in post-production fixing those tiny errors. AI just absorbs that incredibly tedious, detailed work. It's a small thing, but it shows the level of detail AI is handling.
That's a fantastic example of AI taking over the meticulous stuff, freeing up humans for bigger picture thinking.
Okay, let's pull this all together. To recap our deep dive today, we're seeing this almost unbelievable speed up, the 15-minute script revolution, enabling a massive democratization of high-end visuals. Anyone can potentially make something look amazing now.
But that comes with significant economic shifts.
Yeah.
Major job displacement in traditional technical roles is happening right now.
Which leads to the absolute necessity of navigating the ethical minefield. Consent, likeness, clear labeling of AI content is becoming non-negotiable for audience trust.
And the key skill, the thing you need to focus on as a creator or professional, it's shifting fast towards AI literacy, understanding how to collaborate with these tools.
Right. So where does this all ultimately lead? What's the final thought?
Well, it connects to this broader trajectory of technology, doesn't it?
Hmm?
Everything we've talked about, virtual scouting, synthetic actors, generated VFX, it's all pointing towards potentially completely virtual film production, meaning physical sets, shooting on location, maybe even using human actors in the traditional sense. Could become optional. You could create an entire film synthetically.
Wow.
Which forces us, everyone, audience and creators alike, to ask a really fundamental question. In a world where art can be entirely synthetic, what does real art even mean anymore? What holds value?
That is a deep and slightly unsettling question to leave us with. And it sets up our next deep dive perfectly. If AI can write the script, direct the scene, even be the cast, what happens when it starts predicting what you want to watch before you even know you want it?
The recommendation algorithms on steroids.
Exactly. Next time, we're exploring the AI algorithms that might soon know your viewing habits better than you do yourself. How will that change storytelling? Will movies be perfectly tailored to maximize your engagement, maybe at the cost of surprise or challenge?
A potentially personalized, predictive entertainment future.
You won't want to miss that. Make sure you're subscribed, share this dive with someone else who needs to know, and keep digging deeper with us.